Dragon Ball The Breakers recently had their live stream, which had a ton of information on Season 4 and in the future for Season 5. I'm going to compact it all into one video so you guys are not overwhelmed with all the information. I'm going to let you know what's happening. Going over all the characters that are being introduced in Season 4, obviously the new raider is Broly. It is important to note here that we are getting Super Broly, not Z Broly, so we're getting characters from the Super Broly movie, and you'll see here based on the survivor skins we're getting. Our first survivor skin introduced to us is Lemo. He comes with an active and a passive skill. His active skill is called Cook. What this does is you place it and you eat when he cooks. This gives you a temporary running speed boost. So if you have sprint as well as maybe something else, you can go pretty dang fast if you have this active skill. His passive skill is Scouter Boost. So if you have a Scouter at any point in the game, it just increases the range on the Scouter. Nothing too crazy. Next up is Chilai, Broly's girlfriend. You get an active skill and a passive skill as well. Her active skill is called Thank You. This gives you a fixed probability chance of getting an item for free from a vending machine. So if you're trying to get a soda from a vending machine, you have a chance of getting it free. Her passive skill is the Head Start Scouter. So when you start the game, you will automatically spawn with a starter right in front of you, so you can pick it up and use that to find civs. Where the raider is, regardless, you just get a free Scouter. It can be paired with Lemo's passive, but we all know there are better passives in the game. Now, probably the best survivor skin that is coming out is Mr. Satan. We all wanted him. It is great that he's here. He also comes with an active skill and a passive skill. His active skill is the Savior Has Come. It's basically like a stun. He just runs up, shows the champion belt, and it will stop the Raiders' movements. His passive skill is Immortal Champion. This is a very interesting one. It's a very new kind of mechanic to Breakers in general. If you do not have a barrier, so if you have that red ring around you and you get hit by the Raider, by a Ki Blast or a punch, you will go flying across the map. And I mean flying very, very far. And sometimes it won't kick you far because you might get hit by the edge of the map. But if you don't, you get very far and go far away from the Raider. However, you can only use this once per match. So if you do have the passive and you have used it in that one game, that passive is no longer useful. Now, technically, this isn't a new character, but it's good to mention here that Bulma is getting a new survivor skin. She is already in the game currently. This is just kind of a fun little skin that you can use. It is the Snow Gear skin. She is really cute in this, so if you enjoy playing Bulma, you got a new skin. Congrats. Next, we're going to go over Broly's abilities and overview on just generally how he works, as well as we're going to go into the game and see all the new mechanics that they have implemented for survivors to help fight against Broly. So first off, this is the first Raider to start at level 2 and not level 1. Yes, you heard me right. When you play as Broly, he starts in his Rage form, which is automatically level 2. Going over Broly's level 2 move kit, he does start with a super that you would probably only see on a level 4 Raider, which makes him kind of fun and shows how powerful he really is. It's just a standard super where you activate it. It takes a while to activate. You can aim where you want it, and you can throw it in hopes that you hit a survivor, or you just scare them and make them come out of their hidey hole. Frieza at level 1 also has something like this, but it's a little better than Frieza's level 1. His next super is just a standard mouth beam. When you activate it, it just charges a little animation, and it shoots a beam straight forward. If it hits, it does some damage. That's about it. It's good to note here that his mouth beam is a 15-second cooldown, while the other one is a 90-second cooldown. Looking at Broly's active skills at level 2, if we look at the right D-pad, this is a traversal move. It just lets you dash a little further and faster to get to places. As well, if you do land it on a survivor, it does a little bit of damage. Looking at the active skill at the top of the D-pad, this move is called Aura Trap. What happens is when you activate it, Broly kind of sucks in all these survivors around them, immobilizing them, and lets you get a free melee off. The move itself does not do damage, but it lets you get a damaging move off after. Looking at the left D-pad active skill, this is your CC break or evasive skill, and what this does is when someone is punching you or landing a super on you, you can activate this. It gets them off of you for free. This is a little similar to Cells, where it doesn't do any damage to them, but it does push them back, and what happens is Broly gets a little bit of a buff for his Ki Blast. I believe they're faster and they hit harder. Getting into his level 3, so when you do evolve Broly from level 2 to level 3, he does become Super Saiyan Broly instead of his Rage Broly he was at level 2. When you become level 3, he gets a new super that replaces the right bumper super, so the one that gives you that kind of area destruction targeting sequence one. This one is very similar to Boo's or Kid Boo's human extinction attack, where it can go a little bit almost all over the map. It generally just launches you up to where you were on the ground, so it puts you a little above in the sky, and it shoots a bunch of beams while giving you a shield, and these beams or Ki Blasts will track the survivors in the area so you can actually find them. He also replaces his left bumper super from the mouth beam to just kind of like a standard like hand beam where he just shoots out a laser from his hand. Another just strong move. If it hits, it does damage. If it doesn't, you missed. Looking at the active skills for level 3, we actually get 2 new ones. The one on the right D-pad side gets replaced. We no longer have that dash. However, they do not use it in the gameplay at all. I couldn't find a chance for them to use it, so we do not know what that does yet. But if we look at the picture, we can speculate. To me, it looks like Broly is holding 2 Ki Blasts, and it looks like he's moving. So it might be similar to what Super Broly has in Dragon Ball FighterZ for his level 1, where he kind of dashes at you with those Ki Blasts and does damage. Or it could just be 2 Ki Blasts that he throws at Survivor. But looking at the other active skill that we get on down on the D-pad, it is another evasive, which is really cool. When you activate this, of course, it is a CC break, so everyone gets off you. As well as this one produces a kind of Ki shield around you, or aura shield, however you want to say it, that can block Ki Blasts, and I'm assuming it won't be able to block melee attacks, but who knows. As well as it periodically fires your own Ki Blast at survivors to damage them or track them if you have no idea where they are. Getting into his level 4, when you evolve from 3 to 4, he becomes full power Super Saiyan Broly instead of just Super Saiyan Broly. And since you started at level 2 and you don't get an area destruction at level 2, you actually can use area destruction twice as level 4 because you didn't get that last one at level 2. The other thing that changes is your right bumper super. Again, this just becomes a even bigger Ki Blast beam or laser, whatever you want to call it, that gets a widespread area and leaves a lingering damage effect. A lot of level 4 raiders have this. That's it for Broly's moveset. Next, we're going to get into how he actually plays, which is really cool because he plays kind of like a mix between Vegeta and Frieza. What I mean by this is Broly evolves from fighting and taking damage. So Frieza takes damage, he evolves, and Vegeta, when he does damage, he also evolves. So what this means is when the game starts, you generally want to go for survivors first. You don't want to go for civilians because they give you little to none on your evolutionary bar. Now, you may have noticed that Broly does not have any type of scouting ability, so finding survivors is going to be incredibly hard for him, and that's kind of the trade-off of why he starts at level 2. And that's generally it for how he plays. There's not much to it. There's nothing too conventional or strategic. You generally just want to fight, and that's what I love about Broly so far. He's literally just in the game and a raider just to fight, and that's what's very fun. And what's really fun is the new mechanic they introduced to the game to counter Broly starting at level 2 and just being an all-out brawler. So the new mechanic coming to just when Broly is the raider is what's called a super transfer. What happens are these little blue portal things fall from the sky, and they only fall 3 times per match, and 1 will only fall per level. So when Broly's level 2, 1 will fall around, I believe, like 12 minutes and 30 seconds on the match timer. And then when that happens, a survivor has an option to run over to it, hold their interact button, and become a super transfer. So I believe the only super transfers that we know of right now are going to be Goku and Vegeta, and they're going to be the Super Saiyan versions at level 2. So what this means is these super transfers will scale on Broly's level. So if he's level 3 and you activate this super transfer, you will be a level 3 transfer, so you can do damage to him and actually fight him. Same as level 4, when he's level 4 and 1 drops and you activate it, you will be level 4. And now the respective levels, level 2 you will be Super Saiyan, level 3 you will be Super Saiyan Blue, and then Gogeta will come as the level 4. Now you may be asking, what about Shenron and the Dragon Balls? Well, the Dragon Balls don't exist when Broly is here. That is because at the start of the game, they have Frieza holding all 7 of the Dragon Balls. So think of this new mechanic as replacing Shenron summons and the Dragon Balls in general, because eventually you will get the chance to have a level 4 in your lobby. In fact, you will always have the chance, as opposed to the Dragon Balls where you might scramble and try and fight over them, and your level 4 might not summon. You will always have a chance to be level 4. Now, there are some things that we don't know about the super transfers that are a little bit unclear, like do they stack? And what I mean by stacking is if one drops at level 2 and we do not pick it up as the survivor team, will another one fall at level 3 when he becomes level 3? I do not believe so. I believe the one that already fell will probably just be upgraded to the level 3. Just because it fell during the level 2 phase, I think it's just going to scale with his level 3, and so he'll become a it'll become a level 3 and the other one won't drop. Now, maybe some stuff might happen, whereas if you are the level 2 and you don't die when you're the level 2 and he becomes level 3 and the level 3 one falls, you have a level 3 and a level 2 that has the infinite dragon change. Remember, they kind of act like Shenron, so they have infinite ki. But their levels differ depending on when you grabbed them. We could probably do a lot of theories and speculation, but I just kind of want to leave that to the comment section, as well as we'll just find out on November 1st, because that's when the season starts. Next, let's look at some of the features they're going to be adding in Season 4, and one of those big features includes a ranking system. Now, ranking system and ranked mode are kind of different things. I don't know if there's going to be a set ranked mode where I'm going to go in and choose ranked mode, and everyone's going to be super sweaty, right? It could just be a ranking system, depending on how well you do in-game on normal games, and then it's just going to give you a score, and you level up, and you can get all the way to Z rank. Now, there are 5 tiers and 5 tiers in those tiers, right? So sub-tiers, and you're going to level up. So you start at C1, you're going to go to C5, then you get promoted to B1 and go to B5, all the way up to Z5. Now, you do get rewards for actually reaching Z rank, and if you reach Z rank at all, so Z1 through 5, you get a pretty ugly orange shirt that I probably could have made in PowerPoint, but it's a free shirt, so cool. But if you get Z5, and I'm not sure if you can actually D rank or not, but if you reach Z5 at any point, or maybe you do have to stay there, you do get a cooler looking shirt that actually does look pretty cool. Raider Queue has finally been added back, and now of course it's still the same. They fixed it. It will take a little bit longer to find a game, but that's the cost of only going for Raider. But at least we have the option now, so it says 5-minute wait time on the screen there, which is not that long at all, bro. I'd rather be waiting that than playing an hour of Survivor games, so we finally get Raider Queue in Season 4, which is great. Another feature that kind of ties into this is when you do buy a new Raider, so if you buy Broly, or if you didn't buy Vegeta or Ginyu Force, you will get free 10 priority roll. So basically, when you go to buy your new Raider, you most likely will get the game right away if you go into Flex Queue. So that's really nice. You know, you bought the Raider, they want you to play it right away. So that instead of playing like an hour of Survivor games, that's very nice of them. I love this change. Another change they implemented is when we do the gacha system and we get a duplicate, or other known as dupes, we actually get more spirit than we did before. Previously, when we got a 5-star dupe, it would give us the same as a 4-star dupe in spirit. That has been changed. We actually get more spirit now from 3 and 4 stars, or maybe it's just showing the 4-star here. We get 1200 from a 4-star. I'm going to assume 3 stars might be 900 still, or it could be 1200. As well as 5 stars are up to 1500. This is so much better because it is such a kick in the balls, man. When you get a 5-star and it's 900 spirit, it's great. I love this change as well. Now, some of the lesser things that you don't really need to know about is when you do log into the game, they are giving a ton of tickets away and a ton of free stuff away, but you do have to log into the game and you won't get these tickets right away. It's going to be over the week. I think they said a span of 5 weeks. So when you log in over the weekend, I think you'll get 10 free summon tickets. Regardless, this is good. You get a lot of stuff. You have a good chance of getting all the new and old transfers and active skills, passive skills, anything you didn't have before. The Season 4 event that is starting off is the Goku event. It's just the same thing as all the events we've had before. When you open up a box, you'll get a medal, collect all these medals. Eventually, you'll get this gold Goku skin, which is pretty cool. But that's pretty much it. Now, possibly the biggest announcements they said is at the end, and they waited for the very end, so they had to go through all the Xenoverse 2, Legends, Dokkan, all the announcements. They said for Breakers, they are trying to implement crossplay. Now, keyword trying. It is not out yet, despite what it says on your screen. What it says right there makes it seem like it's already done. But we will eventually get this, probably not in Season 4, but they're working on it, which is huge, which means Breakers will most likely not be dying in a year's time. They also talk about Season 5 and 6 still being a thing, so we got plenty of other stuff coming, as well as Season 4 seems to be fixing a lot of the stuff that we've asked for, and it's looking good. It's looking good for Breakers. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. Most of us knew this, but some doubters were there. But yeah, crossplay is a huge thing we've always wanted, so I'm very happy they're working on this, and that's a great announcement. Alright guys, that is all the information that I feel is important to let you guys know what is happening with Season 4. There's a lot of good stuff here. There's some few minor things I left out, but nothing too crazy that you need to know. And it will be revealed November 1st. There's only a couple more days, which is really cool. There is no playtest server as far as I know. Like last time they playtest the Ginyu Force. I'm kind of glad. I'm not really a fan of that kind of stuff. I like enjoying it all on the first day together. But as far as I know, guys, that is it. Please leave a like on this video. This did take a while to compose. I hope this information helps you. And I hope we have a great Season 4. Guys, Breakers is not dying. Have a great one. I'll see you all later. Bye.